हरिः ओम् नमः सर्वेभ्यः। अद्य कृदन्तप्रकरणस्य शतोत्तरः सप्तविंशः पाठः। अद्यतनवर्गे तुमुन् प्रत्ययस्य विस्तरेण अध्ययनं करिष्यामहे। येनाक्षरसमाम्नायमधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः। वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयं नमस्कृत्य तदुक्तिः परिभाव्य च वैयाकरणसिद्धान्तकौमुदीयं विरच्यते। सिद्धान्तकौमुद्याः कृदन्तप्रकरणस्य वर्गस्य पञ्चप्रयोजनानि। सिद्धान्तकौमुद्याः कृदन्तप्रकरणस्य सर्वेषां सूत्राणां विस्तारेण अध्ययनं, यत्र आवश्यकं तत्र अन्येषां व्याख्यानानां साहाय्येन शास्त्राध्ययनं, सर्वेभ्यः धातुभ्यः यथा योग्यं कृत्प्रत्यययोजनं, कृत्प्रत्ययपरे रूपनिर्माणप्रक्रियायाः अभ्यासः, अष्टाध्याय्यः तृतीयाध्यायस्य कण्ठस्थीकरणम्। पूर्वस्मिन् वर्गे अस्माभिः एकादशं करपत्रं सम्पूर्णरूपेण अधीतं। तत्र खलर्थकाः प्रत्ययाः केवलं द्वौ एव प्रत्ययौ खल तथा युच् एतयोः अध्ययनं कृतं। 33130 इत्यत्र अस्य करपत्रस्य समाप्तिः। तदनन्तरं 34 इत्यतः अग्रिमकरपत्रे सर्वे प्रत्ययाः सर्वाणि सूत्राणि च दत्तानि सन्ति। तस्मिन् विषये अपि मया पूर्वस्मिन् वर्गे उक्तं। तत्र 33130 अन्येभ्योऽपि दृश्यते इत्यस्मात् अनन्तरं लकारविशिष्टानि सूत्राणि सन्ति। मध्ये मध्ये एकस्मिन् स्थले नो चेत् द्वयोः सूत्रयोः त्रिषु सूत्रेषु वा कुत्रचित् एकत्र तुमुन् प्रत्ययः अस्ति, कुत्रचित् अन्यत्र णिनि इति प्रत्ययः उक्तः अस्ति। आधमरणीयो णिनिः इत्येतत् सर्वं कुत्रचित् कृत्य प्रत्ययानां विषये एकं सूत्रं विद्यते, परन्तु प्रायः अन्यत्र सर्वत्र लकारविषयकानि सूत्राणि सन्ति। तदनन्तरं तृतीयाध्यायस्य चतुर्थपादः प्रारभते। तत्र प्रथमं सूत्रं धातुसम्बन्धे प्रत्ययाः। Very interesting sutram. We will talk about this sutram all the way in the end of the course. The last class I will talk about this dhatu sambandhe pratyayaha. तदनन्तरं कानिचन लकार विषयकानि सूत्राणि सन्ति। 349 इत्यस्मात् आरभ्य अग्रे तुमर्थे इति तुमन् प्रत्ययस्य विषये किञ्चित् अग्रे उच्यते। अद्यतनवर्गे अस्य द्वादशस्य करपत्रस्य अध्ययनं प्रारभामहे। अतः अस्मिन् द्वादशे करपत्रे प्रारम्भे तुमुन् प्रत्ययविशिष्टानि सूत्राणि नो चेत् णिप्रत्ययविशिष्टं सूत्रं तृतीयाध्यायस्य तृतीयपादे यत् किमपि अस्ति तत्सर्वं संस्थापितमस्ति। So all those 2-3 sutras here and there from 3.3 which we want to discuss are now collected in the beginning, and then we will continue with 349 onwards all the way till 3466. A few sutras after that the Krudanta Prakaranam ends. Everything after 3466 has already been taught. So all these are like Artha Jnapaka Sutras. All those have already been taught in the course. So we will continue this sheet till 3466. Now before we start, Tatra Asya Karapatrasya शीर्षकस्य विषये किञ्चित् वदामि। कृदन्तप्रकरणे धातु सम्बन्धिनः प्रत्ययाः इति अत्र उच्यते। So coincidentally, this 341 itself is dhatu sambandhe pratyayaha. So that sutram means something completely different that I'll talk in the last class of the course. Parantu tasmat sutrat eva maya dhatu sambandhe iti shabdah svikritah asti, because coincidentally the way it happens is everything that is discussed from now onwards in 3.4 and also in those remaining part of 3.3 are all the sutras that are basically going to talk about relationship between two kriyas or relationship between two dhatus, and that's why we call them as dhatu sambandhina pratyayaha. This actually takes us all the way to the first class of Krudanta Prakaranam, the very first class of Krudanta Prakaranam. So this slide is actually copied right from that particular session. Tatra Krudanta Prakaranasya Parichaya विधान समये एव मया उक्तमासीत् कृदन्त प्रकरणे प्रत्ययाः त्रिषु विभागेषु पाठिताः सन्ति, तेषाम् अध्ययनं त्रिषु विभागेषु कर्तुं शक्यते। तत्र क्रियायाः कारकं सो कर्तरि प्रत्ययाः, कर्मणि प्रत्ययाः, करणे प्रत्ययाः एंड सो ऑन, or kriyayaha bhavaha. So it could be sheet number 8, sheet number 9, even the krutyas, tavya, tavyat, anyar can be used in the bhave. So a lot of sutras we have studied in both these contexts. So at this point, the kriyayaha karakam and kriyayaha bhavaha, their study is now completely over. Now we are shifting our attention to this third category, kriyayoho paraspara sambandha. Technically speaking, tatra paraspara sambandha ityukte bhavaha ityeva. Because kriya itself is a bhava, and when we are talking about the relationship between kriyas, it cannot be anything other than bhava. So essentially, अत्र क्रिययोः परस्परसम्बन्धः अत्र पाठिताः सर्वे प्रत्ययाः भावे एव प्रयुज्यन्ते, परन्तु तत्र क्रियाद्वयं विद्यते इति विशेषः. So if you take all these examples, bhuktva yati, so you see two kriyas. You cannot just apply the tva pratyaya only for the bhuja dhatu if you do not have a separate kriya in front of it. Similarly, payam payam vrajati, tatra vraja iti anya kriya asti. Chorakaram akroshati, unless there is a krusha kriya, you cannot apply the khamoi pratyaya. पठितुं गच्छति, अपमित्य याचते इत्यत्र 3.4 इत्यत्र, अपि च 3.3 इत्यत्र यानि अवशिष्टानि सूत्राणि सन्ति तत्र सर्वत्रापि क्रिययोः परस्परसम्बन्धः अस्ति चेदेव प्रत्ययाः प्रयुज्यन्ते. अतः अस्य करपत्रस्य नाम शीर्षकं धातुसम्बन्धिनः प्रत्ययाः इति Dattam Asti. So this is a very apt name that tells us that all the pratyayas in this particular section will discuss the relationship between the dhatus. Dhatu sambandhina pratyayaha pramukhyena dvayoho kriyayoho sambandham darshayitum prayujyante. So in this context, the first pratyaya that we want to talk, or the only pratyaya that we want to talk in today's class, is this tumun pratyaya. Tumun pratyaya, we have actually seen it, a glimpse of it in sheet number 7. So tatra saptamam karapatram pashyamaschet tumunnan vulau kriyayam kriyarthayam ityatra अस्मिन् सूत्रे अस्माभिः तुमुन् इति प्रत्ययः दृष्टः आसीत्. वस्तुतस्तु सिद्धान्त कौमुद्याम् अस्य सूत्रस्य अध्ययन समये एव तुमुन् प्रत्ययस्य सर्वाणि अपि सूत्राणि पाठितानि सन्ति. So there are only a handful of 5 or 6 sutras for Tumun Pratyaya. What Siddhanta Kaumudi does is it teaches all the sutras at a single place in the Bhavishyat Adhikara itself. But we did not do that because not all those sutras are related to the Bhavishyat Kala. So tatra kevalam Bhavishyat Kale yadasmabhi avashyakam asit tumun vilau kriyayam kriyarthayam tasya adhyenam krutam idanim atra antime karapatre अन्ये तुमुन् प्रत्ययस्य विषय अन्यानि तुमुन् प्रत्यय विशिष्टानि यानि सूत्राणि सन्ति. So samana kartrukeshu tumuna, kala samaya velasu tumuna, and so on. There are various different sutras in this sheet number 12. Now I don't see if people can see sheet number 12 on their screen. Probably not yet. This is somewhat slow today webinar. Anyway, so in this sheet number 12, there are multiple such sutras, some 4 or 5 of them are there. They are actually divided at two different places. So all the way in the beginning of sheet number 12 and all the way towards the bottom of sheet number 12. Ityatra sarvatra ante api asti shakadrushadnyagla ghatarabhalabh. So you have a tumun pratyaya. Paryapti vachaneshwalam artheshu, you have tumun pratyaya. So this tumun pratyaya is actually divided. Some sutras are in the beginning of sheet number 12, some are in the end of sheet number 12. So we will actually see all these in today's class. Ataha adyatana vargasya vishayaha tumun iti pratyayasya sarvesham sutranam adhyanam iti asti. Now I want people to just send me a message and tell me if they can see the tumun related slide which says tumun pratyay nakaraha it samyakaha and so on. Okay. Okay. So because this webinar is showing something completely different. Anyway, must be some problem with that system. Okay. So tumun pratyayasya विषय इदानीं पूर्वम् अस्माभिः यत्किमपि दृष्टमासीत् तद् इदानीं पश्यामः. तदनन्तरम् अग्रे सूत्राणाम् अध्ययनं प्रारभामहे. So तुमुन् प्रत्यये नकारः इत्सम्यकः स्वरार्थः अस्ति, उकारः उच्चारणार्थः अस्ति, द्वयोः लोपः भवति, तुम इति अवशिष्यते। तुमुन् प्रत्ययस्य प्रक्रिया तव्य प्रत्यय सदृशी एव। ऑल दिस वी हैव ऑलरेडी सीन। कृन्मेजन्तः इत्यनेन मकारान्ताः कृत् प्रत्ययान्त शब्दाः अव्ययसंज्ञकाः सन्ति। So we have also seen this particular sutram. तुमुन् प्रत्ययान्त शब्दः मकारान्तत्वात् अव्ययसंज्ञकः भवति। अव्ययकृतो भावे इति भाष्यवचनात् अव्ययसंज्ञकाः कृदन्ताः धातोः भावं दर्शयन्ति. So all this has already been taught. The tumun pratyay, the words will indicate the bhava of the kriya. Why? Because they are avyayavachi words and there is a bhashokti called avyayakruto bhave. तुमन प्रत्ययान्त शब्दानां प्रयोगे कर्तृकर्मणोः कृति इत्यनेन षष्ठी विभक्तिः तत्र प्राप्नोति, परंतु न लोकाव्यय निष्ठा खलर्थतृणाम् इत्यनेन षष्ठी निषिध्यते. So all this has also been discussed in that particular sutram. There is avyaya word over there and therefore tumun pratyaya, the karma pada or the kartrupada, will not get a षष्ठी. So कर्मणि द्वितीया एव भवति. रामः कृष्णं द्रष्टुं याति, कृष्णं द्रष्टुम इच्छति एंड सो ऑन. यत्र यत्र तुमन प्रत्यय भवति तत्र तत्र द्वितीया विभक्ति एव भवति, षष्ठी न भवति. So sutras, as I mentioned, we have 5 different sutras. Tumhulau kriyayam kriyarthayam samana kartrukeshu tumuna. So see, the numbering is not continuous. Kala samaya vela su tumuna, shaka drusha dhya gla ghata rabha labha krama saharhastyartheshu tumuna and paryapti vachaneshwalam artheshu. अत्र पंचसूत्राणि सन्ति. तुमुन्वलौ क्रियायां क्रियार्थायाम् इति पूर्वस्मिन्नेव वर्गे अधीतं. झटिति पुनरावर्तनं कृत्वा अग्रे गच्छामः. सो समानकर्तृकेषु तुमुन इति सूत्रं विहाय अन्यत्र सर्वत्र विशिष्ट उपपदानाम् उपस्थितौ तुमुन् प्रत्ययः भवति. So tumun pratyay can also happen in presence of specific upapadas, and that's the last 3 sutras over here. So kala, samaya, vela, nochet, these are all various upapadas, shaka, drusha, gla, jna, gla, and so on. In all these cases, you will get the tumun pratyaya. I'll talk about each of these when one by one. When we go to that sutram, prarabhamahe, tatra prathamam sutram tumun vilau kriyayam kriyarthayam. Just one second. तो तत्र प्रथमं सूत्रं तुमुन्वुलौ क्रियायां क्रियार्थायां पूर्वमेव अधीतम्, अतः केवलं झटिति उक्त्वा अग्रे गच्छामि. भविष्यति इत्येव क्रियार्थायां क्रियायाम् उपपदे धातोः भविष्यति काले तुमुन्वुलौ प्रत्ययो भवतः. तत्र क्रियार्था क्रिया इति विषयः अस्माभिः तस्मिन् समये विस्तरेण दृष्टः. एकस्याः क्रियायाः कृते अपरा क्रिया क्रियते चेत् क्रियार्था क्रिया इति शब्दस्य प्रयोगः भवति. सो पठितुं विद्यालयं गच्छति, द मेन क्रिया इज पठन क्रिया. तदर्थं क्रियमाणा क्रिया गमन क्रिया. अतः क्रियार्था क्रिया इति गमन क्रिया गच्छति इति तस्याः उपस्थितौ मुख्य क्रियाया अस्ति पठन क्रिया, तस्याः निर्देशार्थं तुमुन् प्रत्ययः भवति. तुमुन्वुलौ क्रियायां क्रियार्थायां. सो तुमुन्वुलौ क्रियायां क्रियार्थायाम् इत्यत्र भविष्यति एव क्रियार्थायां क्रियायाम् उपपदे धातोः भविष्यति काले तुमुन्वुलौ प्रत्ययौ भवतः. भोक्तुं व्रजति, भोजको व्रजति इति उदाहरणानि. सो तुमुन् प्रत्ययस्य भोक्तुं व्रजति, तस्मिन्नेव अर्थे भोजको व्रजति इति णुवुल् प्रत्ययान्तरूपमपि भवति. भुजिक्रियार्था व्रजि अत्र उपपदम. सो व्रजति इत्यत्र व्रजति इति उपपदमस्ति, भोक्तुम् इति तत्र मुख्य धातुः भुज इति अस्ति. Then we also saw dalakrutyam kriyayam iti kim, kriyarthayam iti kim, and so on. Will not go in the discussion of the same sutram again. So kriyarthayam kriyayam upapade bhavishyati arthe dhatoho etau stah mantatvad avyayam krishnam drashtum yati krishnam darshako yati अत्र वासरूपेण त्रुजादयः न भवन्ति पुनर्मुलुक्तेः. सो णुवुल् त्रिशौ इत्यनेन णुवुल् प्रत्ययस्य प्राप्तिः आसीत्, परन्तु इदानीं पुनरेकवारं णुवुल् प्रत्ययः उच्यते, अतः अत्र वासरूपविधिः न प्रवर्तते इति अस्मिन् विषये अत्र स्पष्टीकृतमस्ति. Specifically talking about this Vasrupa Vidhi, actually once you cross that Striadhikara, वासरूप विधि is completely anitya. So स्त्यधिकारात् ऊर्ध्वं वासरूप विधि कुत्रचित् भवति कुत्रचित् न भवति इति उच्यते. We will talk about that particular component or that particular paribhasha once again, or that particular observation once again a few slides later. परन्तु इदानीम् अग्रे गच्छामः. इदानीम् अग्रिमं सूत्रं समानकर्तृकेषु तुमुन. वेरी ब्यूटिफुल सूत्रम. So the next sutram that we want to discuss is समानकर्तृकेषु तुमुन. तत्र सूत्राणाम् आवलीं पश्यामश्चेत् तत्र आवल्यां प्रथमं विद्यमानं सूत्रमस्ति समानकर्तृकेषु तुमुन. So we'll talk about this particular sutram. This sutram समानकर्तृकेषु तुमुन is used to give the tumun pratyaya in cases where kriyartha kriya does not appear to make any sense. So let's actually take two examples and understand this. Ramaha pathitum gacchati iti vadamश्चेत् तत्र क्रियाद्वयम् अवश्यं विद्यते. एका क्रिया अपरस्याः क्रियायाः कृते भवति. So किमर्थं गच्छति पठितुं गच्छति. So you can definitely map that relation. परंतु यदि वदामः रामः पठितुम् इच्छति, रामः पठितुं जानाति, रामः पठितुं वाञ्छति, रामः पठितुं शक्नोति. So in all these cases, technically speaking, there is no क्रियार्थ क्रिया. So रामः पठितुम् इच्छति इत्यत्र इच्छा क्रिया अपि च पठन क्रिया एतयोर्मध्ये तादर्थ्य संबंधः नास्ति. क्रियार्थ क्रिया एतादृशः संबंधः नास्ति. Some relationship, some sambandha has to be there, because we are in the entire context is dhatu sambandhe pratyayaha. So some kind of relationship must be there. The simplest kind of relationship was the tadarthya relationship, one kriya being done for another kriya, which was already covered in the previous sutram tumununvulau kriyayam kriyarthayam. परंतु कुत्रचित् तादर्थ्य संबंधः न विद्यते. So if you take इच्छार्थक धातुस, इच्छति, वांछति, कांक्षति, in all these cases क्रियार्था क्रिया इति नास्ति. कश्चन संबंधः अवश्यमस्ति, इच्छार्थक संबंधः इत्येव वदामः. एतादृशस्य संबन्धस्य निर्देशार्थम् अपि अत्र तुमुन् प्रत्ययः भवति. So the whole story over here is that every time we look at the sutra in sheet number 12, we have to clearly identify what kind of sambandha exists. In fact, today in the homework also, there is a separate question on identifying sambandha of tumun pratyaya or tumun pratyayanta verb with the other verb present in the sentence. So there will always be two verbs. One of them will get tumun pratyaya, and you have to precisely identify the sambandha so as to justify the presence of tumun pratyaya over there. So पठितुं गच्छति इत्यत्र तादर्थ्य संबंधः अस्ति, क्रियार्था क्रिया भवति. इच्छति इत्यत्र कश्चन अन्य संबंधः, इच्छार्थकः संबंधः अस्ति इति वदामः. So there is an इच्छा of one kriya, that's the relationship. So इच्छार्थक धातूनां विषये क्रियार्था क्रिया नैव विद्यते. एतेषु सन्दर्भेषु मुख्यक्रियायाः कर्ता तथा च इच्छाक्रियायाः कर्ता एतयोः द्वौ अपि समानौ स्तः. सो मुख्य क्रिया तथा इच्छा क्रिया एतयोः कर्तारौ समानौ स्तः चेत् मुख्य क्रियां दर्शयितुं तुमुन् प्रत्ययः भवति समानकर्तृकेषु तुमुन इति सूत्रम्. So if there is a tadarthya sambandha, you can always depend, or you can always rely on the previous sutram. If there is no tadarthya sambandha, you have to come to this particular sutram. Ramaha bhoktum ichhati, Ramaha bhoktum kamayate, Ramaha bhoktum vanchati, and so on are the examples over here. So इच्छार्थेषु धातुषु समानकर्तृकेषु उपपदेषु धातोः तुमुन् प्रत्ययः भवति. तुमुन् प्रकृत्यपेक्षम् एव समानकर्तृकत्वम्. So the tumun word is attached to the one dhatu. There is another icharthaka dhatu. Both of them must have the same karta. Ichhati bhoktum, kamayate bhoktum, vashti. वशकान्तौ इति धातु अस्ति अदादिगणस्य सः एव अर्थः. भोक्तुं, वाञ्छति भोक्तुम् इत्येतानि सर्वाणि अत्र उदाहरणानि. तत्र इच्छा क्रियायाः कर्ता तथा च मुख्य क्रियायाः कर्ता द्वौ अपि समानौ एव भवेताम्. एतादृशं नास्ति चेत् अस्य सूत्रस्य प्रयोगः न भवति. देवदत्तं भुञ्जानम् इच्छति यज्ञदत्तः. So here ichha kriya, the karta is Yajnadatta, but the eating bhojana kriyayaha karta asti Devadatta. So Devadatta Devadattam bhunjanam ichhati Yajnadattah atra kartaro भिन्नौ स्तः अतः अत्र तुमुन् इति प्रत्ययः न भवति. इह कस्मान्न भवति इच्छन् करोति. So he comes up with a question, इच्छन् करोति. He is thinking and doing. तत्रापि इच्छा क्रियायाः कर्ता तथा च कृ इति धातोः कर्ता समानः अस्ति. तर्हि अत्र किमर्थं न भवति चेत् तादृशः प्रयोगः नास्ति. अनभिधानात् न भवति. कौमुदीं पश्यामः. अक्रियार्थ उपपदार्थम एतत्. So if there is a kriyartha kriya, we can always refer back to the previous sutram. This is for all other cases. Akriyartha upapadartham etat ichhartheshu ekakartrukeshu upapadeshu. So ichhartheshu, somebody is asking samana kartrukeshu iti bahuvachanam kimartham? There could be multiple kriyas. Ramaha pathitum gantum bhoktum jnatum ichhati इति किमपि बह्व्यः क्रियाः तत्र भवितुम् अर्हन्ति. That's what Kaumudi also makes it in bahuvachanam. इच्छार्थेषु एककर्तृषु उपपदेषु धातोः तुमुन् स्यात्. Actually, this bahuvachan is in a different context. इच्छार्थेषु उपपदेषु इत्यत्र भिन्नाः इच्छार्थक क्रियाः अपि भवितुम् अर्हन्ति. So रामः भोक्तुम् इच्छति कामयते वाञ्छति एतादृशमपि भवितुम् अर्हति. So you can have multiple इच्छार्थक kriyas or you can have multiple main kriyas, either of them. So you can actually say Ramaha bhoktum ichchati kamayate vanchati, but that would not make much sense. It's just, a grammatical example. A more practical example would be Ramaha bhoktum pathitum say gantum drashtum ichchati iti. सर्वत्र बहवः विषयाः बहवः धातवः भव्यः क्रियाः भवितुमर्हन्ति. अतः अत्र बहुवचनमपि उक्तमस्ति. इच्छार्थेषु एककर्तृषु उपपदेषु धातोः तुमुन् स्यात् इच्छति भोक्तुं वष्टि वाञ्छति वा इति पर्यायशब्दाः. किंचित तत्वबोधिनीम् अपि पश्यामः. So as I mentioned, this dhatu sambandha is very crucial in this sheet number 12, and most of the times Kashika and Kaumudi don't talk about that particular feature, but Nyasa, Padamanjari, Tatvabodhini, these granthas are very explicit about naming this sambandha or finding out what exact sambandha is there. So let's read the commentary Tatvabodhini over here. Akriyartha iti bhoktum ichhati इत्यत्र भोजन विषयिणी इच्छा प्रतीयते न हि भोजनार्थेच्छा. सो तादर्थ्य संबंधः नास्ति. Like he is not he is not desiring to eat. I don't know how to convert this to English, but भोजनार्थक इच्छा नास्ति, भोजन विषय से इच्छा अस्ति, भोजन विषयिणी इच्छा अस्ति. So so the correct translation would be he is not thinking because he wants to eat. Like for example, when you say Ramaha pathitum gacchati, we can say he goes because he wants to study. Ramaha shalam Ramaha pustakam pathitum shalam gacchati. So he goes to school because he wants to read the book. Now same translation cannot happen over here. When you say Ramaha bhoktum ichchati, he thinks because he wants to eat is meaningless translation. So तादर्थ्य संबंधः अत्र नास्ति. अत्र भोजे विषयिणी इच्छा, सो इच्छार्थक संबंध इत्येव वदामः. अतः पूर्वेण अप्राप्तिः. द प्रीवियस सूत्रम तुमुनुणबुलौ क्रियायां क्रियार्थायां cannot be used. सो पूर्वेण अप्राप्तिः. एक इति किम. सो पुत्रस्य पठनम एककर्तृकम् एव तत्र भवेत्. पुत्रस्य पठनम इच्छति and so on. So he says because there are two different kriyas, two different kartas, so you cannot have prayoga like pathitum ichchati. So iha sutre samana kartruke iti padasya abhave putrasya pathitum ichchati iti prayogah syat. If the word samana kartrukeshu is removed from the sutram, you would end up in this kind of wrong prayoga. Therefore samana kartrukeshu is important in this sutram. कर्ता एकः अस्ति चेद एव तत्र क्रिया तत्र अस्य प्रत्ययस्य प्रयोगः भवति. Now there is an unrelated question, or it's difficult question. What is the difference between Samana Kartruka and Prathama Samanadhikaranyam? So basically, these two concepts are not related at all. Prathama Samanadhikaranyam only means that the words are in the Prathama Vibhakti. Here, the words are not necessarily in the Prathama Vibhakti. So, say for example, in this simple sentence, you have Ramaha Bhoktum Ichchati. There is only one word in the Prathama Vibhakti, Ramaha. And so as such, there is no Samanadhikaranyam over here. Or one can say maybe there is a Samanadhikaranyam between Ichchati and Rama and so on. But we are not talking about Samanadhikaranyam. We are only talking about Karta being the same for different Kriyas. So for example, Ichchati, if you say for example, put this word in Tritiya, so Karmani Prayoga, or you make a complex sentence by converting into say Shatru Pratyanta word and then making it into different vibhaktis, there will no more be any kind of Prathama Samanadhikaranyam. So Samanadhikaranyam is not being discussed over here. Completely different concept. Samana Kartrukeshu Tumuna only says that the Karta, the actual doer of the Kriya, must be one and the same. Agre Gachamaha. So this sutram actually talks about this, in the sense the previous sutram talks about the tumun pratyay in a specific context of dhatus like ichchati, kangshati, vashti, and so on. इदानीं विशिष्टेषु उपपदेषु तुमुन् प्रत्ययः कथं भवति तत् पश्यामः. So अग्रिमं सूत्रं शक धृष ज्ञा ग्ला घट रभ लभ क्रम सहार्हास्त्यर्थेषु तुमुन. बहु सरलं सूत्रं. Let's see it in the list. Actually समान कर्तृकेषु तुमुन इति अस्माभिः अधीतं. We are skipping one sutram over here, kala samay velasu tumuna. I'll talk about it a little bit later. We are going all the way towards the end. 3 4 65. Shaka dhrusha jna gla ghata rabha labha krama saharhastyartheshu tumuna. इत्यत्र सर्वेभ्यः धातुभ्यः विशिष्टस्य उपपदस्य उपस्थितौ तुमुन् प्रत्ययः भवति. So shakadishu upapadeshu. So these are all upapadas. In this particular sheet number 12, anytime we say upapadas, mostly it's going to be the other dhatu. So for example, we have two dhatus. One of them gets the pratyaya, the other is responsible for that pratyaya. So it is upapada. तस्य उपस्थितौ एव प्रत्ययविधानं भवति. तादृशः धातुः नास्ति चेत् उपपद प्रत्ययविधानं न भवति. अनेन प्रकारेण तत्र तस्य उपपदसंज्ञा अपि भवति. So in the tumunvulavu kriyayam kriyarthayam also we saw that the kriyartha kriya was actually upapada. So अनेनैव प्रकारेण अत्रापि शकादयः धातवः सर्वे उपपदरूपेण अत्र प्रयुज्यन्ते. शकादिषु उपपदेषु अस्त्यर्थेषु अस्ति इत्यस्य अर्थः भवति, वर्तते, and so on. So शकादिषु उपपदेषु अस्त्यर्थेषु वा धातुमात्रात् तुमुन् प्रत्ययः भवति. अक्रियार्थ उपपदार्थोऽयम् आरम्भः. So this is obvious. If it is kriyartha kriya, you can always go to the first sutram. So there are going to be different kind of sambandhas. The kriyartha kriya sambandha is already taken care. Icharthaka sambandha is already taken care. Now some other kind of sambandhas, very beautiful description. Look at this Padamanjari. There is a pravinyata sambandha. There is ashakti sambandha. There is yogyata sambandha. There is adyavastha sambandha. So various different kinds of sambandhas have been enumerated in Padamanjari. So Naipunya Sambandha, something else is being added in Tattva Bodhini, Naipunya Sambandha. So various different kinds of sambandhas have been elaborated in these commentaries. A lot of them are actually theoretical or kind of complex words that are being used to justify a very simple concept, but that's how it has been represented. So shakadishu upapadeshu अस्त्यर्थेषु वा धातु संबंधा धातु मात्रात् तुमुन् प्रत्ययः भवति. अक्रियार्थोपपदार्थोऽयमारम्भः शक्नोति भोक्तुम्. So तत्र ability अस्ति. शक्नोति भोक्तुम्. रामः अन्नं भोक्तुम् शक्नोति. He has hunger, he has energy, he is capable of reaching to the food source and eating it. Either in all these cases you can justify this. So bhoktum shaknoti. Drushnoti bhoktum, dares to eat or is capable of eating, has the samarthya to eat. So different shades of the meaning. Shaknoti also is capable. Drishnoti has power, has samarthya, has authority. Janati, he knows how to eat, say, a particular food item. So in all these cases, specific samarthya, specific capability has been indicated. So shaknoti, drishnoti, janati iti bhojane pravinyam gamyate. Pravinya is not necessarily expertise over here, is capability of executing that kriya. So shaknoti bhoktum, drishnoti bhoktum, janati bhoktum ityatra sarvatra. Tattvabodhini also says this. Bhoktum shaknoti janati ityatra bhujjarthaha vishayataya sambandhyate naipunyam cha gamyate. So किमर्थम नैपुण्यम इति उक्तमस्ति नैपुण्यम नास्ति चेत् सम्यक् रूपेण भोक्तुं न शक्नोति सम्यक् रूपेण भोक्तुं न जानाति इति अत्र आशयः सो शक शक्नोति भोक्तुं धृष धृष्णोति भोक्तुं ज्ञा जानाति भोक्तुं all these used in the same context or similar context sarvatra pravinyam naipunyam shakyata not shakyata capability iti sarva arthah अत्र दृष्ट अर्थः अर्थसम्बन्धः अत्र प्रतीयते अग्रे अस्ति ग्ला इति धातु टू बिकम टायर्ड ग्लायति भोक्तुम घट घटते भोक्तुम तत्र ग्लायति इत्यत्र अशक्तिः ग्लायति टाइपिंग मिस्टेक ओवर हियर ग्लायति भोक्तुम इत्यत्र अशक्तिः so tired not capable of eating full or say exhausted not able to eat and so on घटते भोक्तुम अर्हति भोक्तुम अत्र capable or he attempts to eat so tatra yogyata asti iti uchyate so घटते भोक्तुम arhati bhoktum arhati is there sah and arha so he gives the example later on is the same meaning so glayati bhoktum becomes tired ghatate bhoktum he attempts arabhate bhoktum he begins labhate bhoktum he gets the food to eat utsahate bhoktum he starts eating or he shows interest in eating arhati bhoktum he is eligible to eat एतेषु सर्वेषु भिन्नेषु अर्थेषु अत्र तुमुन् इति प्रत्यय भिन्नेषु उपपदेषु अत्र तुमुन् इति प्रत्ययः भवति प्रक्रमते भोक्तुं सेम थिंग घटते इत्यस्य अर्थः प्रक्रमते अप्रोचेस सो ऑल दीज वर्ड्स डिफरेंट शेड ऑफ द सेम थिंग I mean, eventually, how many different meanings you can come up with? There is a limited number of meanings have been expressed in different ways. So, prakramate bhoktum, utsahate bhoktum, arhati bhoktum, and so on. And अन्ते अस्ति अस्त्यर्थेषु अस्ति इति धातु प्रयोगः अस्ति इति तिङन्तं तत्र तेषु भिन्नेषु अर्थेषु सो अस्ति भवति वर्तते एंड सो ऑन एतेषु सर्वेषु अर्थेषु भोक्तुम् अस्ति द फूड इज देयर भोक्तुं भवति the food is there or say whatever I mean it's ample amount or it's not yet exhausted it's not yet over and so on so that's a slightly different shade of meaning it's more about the food rather than about the doer so all this shaknoti bhoktum drishnoti bhoktum janati bhoktum ityatra sarvatra devadattah asti tasya सामर्थ्यस्य विषये किंचित् उच्यते देवदत्तः भोक्तुं शक्नोति देवदत्तः भोक्तुं जानाति देवदत्तः भोक्तुं घटते एंड सो ऑन अस्ति भोक्तुम् इत्यत्र साक्षात् अन्यस्य विषये अस्ति देयर इज फूड सो अस्ति भोक्तुं भवति भोक्तुं and so on so that's also clarified over here asti bhoktum iti bhojanam asti ityarthah Kaumudim Pashama. Actually, before that, let's read Padamanjari because it also talks about these individual sambandhas. So, Shaknoti, Dhrushnoti, Janati, iti bhojane pravinyam gamyate, Glayati, tatra ashaktihi, Ghatate, Arhati, tatra yogyata sambandhaha, Arabhate, Prakramate, iti adyavastha, so just begins, Labhate, ityatra apratyakhyatam bhojanam labhate. So, he gets the food. He is not being denied from the food. So labhyate लभते इत्युक्ते अप्रत्याख्यातं भोजनं लभते उत्सहते भोक्तुं भोजने व्याप्रियते shows interest in the भोजन अस्ति भोक्तुं भोजनम् अस्ति इति अर्थः अत्र एकः प्रश्नः घटते इत्युक्ते किं घटते इत्युक्ते attempts प्रारभते तत्र युज्यते इति भिन्नाः अर्थाः भवितुम् अर्हन्ति अत्र घटते अर्हति उभयत्र योग्यता अर्थः दत्तः अस्ति सो ही इज एलिजिबल टू ईट ही अटेम्प्ट्स ईटिंग इति सर्वे अर्थाः तत्र भवन्ति Kaumudim Pashamaha Eshu Upapadeshu Dhatoho Tumun Syat. So actually see how detailed Panini has thought through all the dhatus and has precisely picked up dhatus where the Tumun Pratyay actually is a scene used in the language, and then he gives the puts those dhatus in the sutra. So Eshu Upapadeshu Dhatoho Tumun Syat Shaknoti Bhoktum Evam Dhrushnoti Ityadau Arthagrahanam Astina Eva Sambuddhyate. So for example, Asti Artheshu Tumuna. अत्र अर्थेषु इति शब्दः अन्ते अस्ति, तत्र प्रश्नः भवितुम् अर्हति शक धृष ज्ञा गला इत्यत्र सर्वत्र अर्थेषु अस्ति वा? बिकॉज इफ यू से शक अर्थेषु देन शक धातोः ये समानार्थकः धातवः एतेषु सर्वेषु तत्र अस्य सूत्रस्य प्रसक्तिः भवेत्। अतः अत्र स्पष्टीक्रियते शक धृष ज्ञा ग्ला घट रभ लभ क्रम सह एंड अर्ह, all these are verbatim upapadas. Verbatim in the sense these dhatus will be used as upapadas, their tingantas will be used as upapadas, and asti ityatra tu arthagrahanam asti. So asti bhavati vartate vidyati ityatra sarvatra asya sutrasya prayogah bhavitum arhati. Atah evam arthagrahanam astina eva sambadhyate anantaratvat अस्ति भवति विद्यते वा भोक्तुम् इति अत्र उदाहरणानि। तत्त्वबोधिनीं पश्यामः एकवारम्। अयम् अपि क्रियार्थ उपपदार्थ आरम्भः भोक्तुं शक्नोति जानाति इत्यत्र just one second okay भोक्तुं शक्नोति जानाति इत्यत्र भुज्यर्थः विषयतया सम्बध्यते नैपुणं च गम्यते। ग्लायति भोक्तुम् इत्यत्र भोजय विषयणी अशक्तिः गम्यते। घटते भोक्तुम् इत्यत्र भोक्तुं घट अर्हति इति योग्यता। अनेन प्रकारेण अत्र सर्वेषां धातूनाम् अत्र सम्बन्धाः प्रोक्ताः सन्ति। So somebody is asking, what about bhoktum gacchati and so on? So always remember, when you have any prayoga like this, first ask one question to yourself: is kriyartha kriya making sense? And in 99% of the cases, your answer will be yes. So if you take gacchati bhoktum, tatra kriyartha kriya asti. Gamana kriya kimartham kriyate? Bhojana kriyartham kriyate. So as soon as you have kriyartha kriya, you can justify tumun pratyay by tumunmulau kriyayam kriyarthayam only when the kriyartha kriya does not make sense. So shaknoti ityatra tu kriyartha kriya naiva bhavitum arhati. He is capable, therefore he eats, or he is capable so that he can eat. Like he goes so that he can eat. In the same way, you can't say he is capable so that he can eat. So if that thing does not make sense, then there will only be handful of dhatus which have precisely been captured in this particular sutram. So gacchati bhoktum, agacchati bhoktum, and so on are justifiable by using kriyartha kriya itself. Atayeva atra prarambheva uchyate akriyartha kriya तान् विषयान् विहाय अस्य सूत्रस्य प्रसक्तिः अस्ति. So let's go to the next sutram. अत्र शक धृष ज्ञा ग्ला घट रभ लभ क्रम सहार्हास्त्यर्थेषु तुमुन इति सूत्रं समाप्तम्. अग्रे पर्याप्ति वचनेषु अलमर्थेषु. A little bit complicated sutram. Complicated in the sense not straightforward to understand. There is nothing going shastra going on over here. Parantu agrimam sutram paryapti vachaneshu alamartheshu. Kinchit prarambhe vivaranam dadami tadanantaram sutrartham pashyamaha. So basically there are two components in this particular sutram. Paryapti vachanam. Paryapti vachanam ityukte paryapti ityasya samanarthakaah shabdaah. किं नाम पर्याप्तिः तस्य के समानार्थकः शब्दः इति सर्वं वदामि, परन्तु अत्र सूत्रच्छेदं प्रारम्भे पश्यामः. पर्याप्तिवचनम् इति एकः शब्दः, पर्याप्तिवचनेषु अलमर्थेषु इति द्वितीयः शब्दः. तत्र पर्याप्ति obviously means abundance, sufficiency. So this particular sutram talks about abundance, talks about sufficiency. Now imagine this particular situation. We are talking about the bhuja dhatu for so long. So let's take that particular example. Devadattaha bhunte. Devadatta is eating, that particular situation. Now, in this particular situation, if I want to take this word paryapti, if I want to take this word abundance, and if I want to, insert this word properly in the sentence, then there are actually two different ways in which the word paryaptam or paryapti can be used to describe the situation. Understand this carefully. The first and the obvious way is to say that there is abundant food so that Devadatta can eat happily. So tatra paryaptihi iti shabdena annasya vishaye kinchit uchyate. Annam vipulam asti, annam paryaptam asti, ataha tatra bhojane na kopi kleshaha ityatra paryapti iti shabdena annasya nirdeshaha bhavati. But there is also another way in which the word paryapti can fit in that situation. And in this second way, the word paryapti goes to Devadatta rather than Annam. So we say Devadatta has abundant energy, abundant hunger, abundant capacity, abundant capability, abundant area in his stomach, so that he can eat whatever Annam is given to him. So abundance word, paryapti word in this second situation does not talk about the annam. In fact, it is reverse. Even if the entire annam is over, the Devadatta is not satisfied, his hunger is not satisfied. So the abundance word actually goes and sits on Devadatta in this second interpretation of the word paryapti. So अत्र पर्याप्ति शब्दस्य अस्मिन् विषये प्रयोगः द्वयोः प्रकारयोः द्वाभ्यां प्रकाराभ्यां भवितुम् अर्हति. तत्र अन्नं पर्याप्तम् अस्ति इति एकः विषयः, तत्र देवदत्तस्य बुभुक्षा पर्याप्ता अस्ति इति अन्यः विषयः. Out of these two situations, it is only the second situation that is being allowed or that is being permitted in this sutram. That is what the second component of the sutram clarifies. So paryapti iti prathamah shabdah paryapti vachanam ityatra arthadvayam uchyate. अन्नस्य पर्याप्तिः नो चेत् देवदत्तविषयिणी पर्याप्तिः. एतयोः द्वयोः मध्ये कस्य अर्थस्य चयनं सूत्रे कृतमस्ति इति द्वितीयेन शब्देन उच्यते अलमर्थेषु. What is alam? Alam may have many different meanings. Actually, alam has lots of different meanings. So, for example, we say, alam bhojanena or alam gamanena. So, don't do something. That's one meaning where we use alam. Irrelevant. There is also another meaning of alam, to decorate iti arthaha, alankaraha, alankaroti iti rupani bhavanti. That is second meaning of the word alam. That is also irrelevant over here. There is a third meaning of alam. Many of you must have studied it. Bhimaha duryodhanaya alam. So this particular meaning actually tells us about the capacity of Bhima. Bhima alone is sufficient for Duryodhana. You don't need third person to help him over here. So this particular meaning of alam is exactly what we are talking about. So paryapti ityasya arthadvayam तत्र भीमः दुर्योधनाय अलम् इत्यत्र प्रयुज्यमानः अलम् इति शब्दः एतयोः द्वयोः अपि अर्थयोः न प्रयुज्यते. सो अन्नं सफिशियंट अस्ति इत्यत्र अलम् इति न भवति, परन्तु देवदत्तः पर्याप्तः अस्ति इत्यस्मिन् अर्थे अलम् अवश्यः भवति. देवदत्तः यज्ञदत्ताय अलम् इति वक्तुं शक्यते. So see how the sutra has been constructed. Out of the two meanings of the word paryapti, only one meaning resonates with alam. It is actually kind of an intersection. Paryapti has two meanings, alam has three different meanings. If you take the intersection of these two circles, these two spaces, there is exactly one meaning that sits in between that talks about the capacity of Devadatta. Capacity of Devadatta, this particular aspect makes sense for the word paryapti. It also makes sense for the word alam. The remaining meaning of the word paryapti does not make sense to alam. The remaining meanings of the word alam do not resonate with the word paryapti. So paryapti vachaneshu alamartheshu ityatra set intersection krutva ekah eva arthah tatra अन्ते आगच्छति. तादृशस्य अर्थस्य अत्र अस्मिन् सूत्रे निर्देशः क्रियते. So let's read Tattvabodhini first because that is exactly what my description is based on. पर्याप्ति इत्युक्ते परिपूर्णता, abundance. पर्याप्ति इत्युक्ते परिपूर्णता, अन्यूनता. अन्यूनता द्विधा संभवति. So that's where the two-sided meaning of the paryapti comes. Paryapti or अन्यूनता is twofold. You can talk about the abundance of the food. So bhojanasya prabhutataya. So bhojanasya prabhutata, abundance of the food, or the abundance of the capability of Devadatta, bhoktuhu samarthata. So bhoktuhu samarthata तथा च भोजनस्य प्रभृतता इति पर्याप्ति शब्दस्य अर्थद्वयम्. परन्तु अत्र एकः एव अर्थः स्वीकरणीयः. सः कः इति चेत् अलम् इत्यस्य शब्दस्य प्रयोगः कस्मिन् सन्दर्भे भवति इत्यस्य इत्यस्मिन् सन्दर्भे तस्मिन् विषये एव अत्र पर्याप्ति शब्दस्य प्रयोगः करणीयः. So let's now see the examples. पर्याप्तिः अन्यूनता, abundance. पर्याप्ति वचनेषु अलमर्थेषु उपपदेषु. So पर्याप्ति वचनेषु अलमर्थेषु is a single phrase, is a single concept. Two different words talking about one single concept. पर्याप्ति वचनेषु अलमर्थेषु उपपदेषु. That word comes as an upapada. धातोः तुमुन् प्रत्ययः भवति. पर्याप्तः भोक्तुम्, अलं भोक्तुम्. भोक्तुम पारयति, sufficient for eating इति अर्थः. पर्याप्तः भोक्तुम, देवदत्तः भोक्तुम पर्याप्तः, अलं भोक्तुम, देवदत्तः भोक्तुम अलं. सामर्थ्यं sufficient इति अत्र अर्थः अस्ति. सो पर्याप्तः भोक्तुम, अलं भोक्तुम इति उदाहरणानि. पर्याप्ति वचनेषु इति किम्? सो अन्येषु अलम् इति अर्थेषु न भवति. अलं कृत्वा इति न भवति. तत्र अलम् इत्युक्ते डोंट, निगेशन इति अर्थः अस्ति. तस्मिन् सन्दर्भे तु तुमुन् प्रत्ययः न भवति. अलं कर्तुम् इति न भवति. अलमर्थेषु इति किम्? पर्याप्तं भुङ्क्ते. So here when you say पर्याप्तं भुङ्क्ते, abundance of food is being discussed. तत्र अलम् इति नास्ति, सन्दर्भः नास्ति. अतः तत्रापि अस्य सूत्रस्य प्रयोगः न भवति. So basically this entire discussion talks about the union of these two concepts. Somebody is asking, is it not possible to come up with a single word to explain paryapti and alam? Probably not, because paryapti itself means two different things. He has to pick one of them. I don't know if there is a separate word in the language that can only talk about that particular single aspect of paryapti. So paryaptam brunte and so on. Purva sutre shaki grahanam anal अनलम अर्थम, सॉरी, पूर्व सूत्रे शकी ग्रहणम न अलम अर्थम शक्यम एव कर्तुम इति. So this is actually unnecessary part of this sutram. In the previous sutram shakadrusha and so on, here shaknoti ityatra alam iti arthah nasti. So shaknoti ityatra भीमः दुर्योधनेन सह योद्धुं शक्नोति, परंतु भीमः दुर्योधनाय अलम अस्ति वा. So these are two different concepts is what he trying to explain. In the previous sutram it was only the capability or yogyata that was being discussed. In the current context it is sufficiency. So slightly different meaning is what he is trying to explain over here. Purva sutre shaki grahanam na alamartham, so analamartham. So the shakka of the previous sutram is not necessarily for the alam sense. It is just possibility. Shakyam atra tu tatra paryaptihi, capability iti अर्थः स्पष्टीकृतः अस्ति. न्यासं पश्यामः. यद्यपि भूषणादयः अलमर्थाः. So same thing has been explained in different angles. The alam word is used in multiple ways, multiple meanings. Bhushanam, so alam karoti iti artha asti, त्यजामः. alam krutva iti artha asti, त्यजामः. केवलम अन्यः एव अर्थः. भीमः दुर्योधनाय अलम, तादृशः एव अर्थः स्वीक्रियते. यतः तादृशस्यैव अर्थस्य पर्याप्ति शब्देन सह सामानाधिकरण्यं भवितुम् अर्हति. सो तथापि पर्याप्ति वचने सामर्थ्यमेव संभवति इति तदेव गृह्यते. I think we have read Tattva Bodhini, but let's read it again. Paryaptihi anyunata paripurnata ityarthaha अन्यूनता च द्विधा संभवति भोजनस्य प्रभूततया वा भोक्तुः समर्थतया वा अतः सामर्थ्येन अलम अर्थेन विशिनष्टि विशेष्यते इति अर्थः अस्ति. So सामर्थ्य word has been decorated or has been characterized with the alam word. कौमुदीं पश्यामः. पर्याप्तिः पूर्णता तद्वाचनेषु सामर्थ्यवचनेषु उपपदेषु तुमुन् स्यात् पर्याप्तः भोक्तुम्. So when you use this word पर्याप्तः भोक्तुम्, whom are we talking about? Are we talking about the annam? Obviously not. That was the second meaning of paryapta which is thrown out. The first meaning of paryapta, capability of Duryodhana, sorry, capability of Devadatta in this context is being discussed. So paryaptah bhoktum प्रवीणः इत्यर्थः, कुशलः इत्यर्थः, पटुः इत्यर्थः इति तत्र पर्यायवाचकशब्दाः पर्याप्तः भोक्तुम् इत्यस्य. नो चेत् प्रवीणः भोक्तुं, कुशलः भोक्तुं, पटुः भोक्तुम् इति सर्वं भवितुम् अर्हति. किमर्थं? पर्याप्ति वचनेषु इति उक्तमस्ति. So the word paryapti or synonyms of that which indicate capability of Devadatta to eat. Somebody is quoting the line from Vachaspatyam. So Paryapta, Samarthya, Yogyata, Trupti, Nivaranam, and so on. All these words can be used over here. He gives, Kaumudi gives a few of them. So Pravinaha, Kushalaha, Patuhu, Bhoktum. So Devadattaha, Bhoktum, Patuhu, Devadattaha, Bhoktum, Kushalaha, Etadrishaha, Prayogaha, Sarve, Sadhavaha, Eva. पर्याप्ति वचनेषु किम अलम भुक्त्वा अलमर्थेषु किम पर्याप्तम भुंक्ते. So this is basically you have a set intersection. It's basically saying A intersection B whatever A intersection B complement and B intersection A complement, all this. So you take one part which is not in the intersection, you take another part which is not in the intersection, and you see what happens. So alam bhuktva ityatra alam shabdasya bhinnah अर्थः स्वीकृतः अस्ति, अत्र तुमुन् प्रत्ययः न भवति. पर्याप्तं भुङ्क्ते इत्यत्र पर्याप्त शब्दस्य भिन्नः अर्थः स्वीकृतः अस्ति, तत्र न भवति इति द्वयोः अपि उदाहरणयोः स्पष्टीकृतम् अस्ति. So as I mentioned earlier, the sutra is actually a little complicated, little involved. It has two different words, each word having multiple meanings, and we are taking intersection of that. The only thing to remember over here is तत्र कर्तुः सामर्थ्यं तत्र गम्यते, कर्तुः सामर्थ्यं तत्र आवश्यकमस्ति, तादृशस्य निर्देशार्थम् अत्र पर्याप्तिवचनेषु शब्देषु तुमुन् प्रत्ययः भवति. So there is a question over here. This sutram is applicable for all dhatus. So why are they only giving bhoktum as example? Because prayoga sharanaha vayyakaranaha. If you see example like bhoktum is just a representative for say patum also, or say gantum also, whatever, or say drashtum also. But if you keep this 4 or 5 examples aside, even if you technically say it is sarve dhatavaha, I don't think adding 2000 dhatus in this list makes any sense. So in all these specific contexts, only very small set of dhatus actually makes sense. So eventually you have to boil down to the prayogas, prayoga sharanaha vayyakaranaha. So atra ekam yad udaharanam pramukhyena grantheshu drishyate prayogeshu drishyate tadrisham udaharanam atra swikrutam asti. There is one comment that I want to make over here, and I will be talking. In fact, I want to spend one full class in talking about that. But let me just throw it at right now. अत्र प्रयोगं पश्यामः. पर्याप्तः भोक्तुम्, अलं भोक्तुम्, and so on. प्रवीणः भोक्तुम्, कुशलः भोक्तुम्, and so on. So atra upapadam kim asti. So this is not like the previous sutram where the dhatu is the upapadam. So if you go to the previous sutram, tatra shaknoti bhoktum iti shaknoti iti upapadam asit. Dhrushnoti bhoktum iti dhrushnoti iti upapadam asit. Janati bhoktum janati iti upapadam asit. So these are like very special cases where tingantas being used as upapadam. We will keep those aside. But if you come to this sutram, paryaptah bhoktum, atra tu paryapta iti shabdah upapada rupena prayujyate. अलं भोक्तुम्, अलम् इति शब्दः, कुशलः इति शब्दः, पटुः इति शब्दः, प्रवीणः इति शब्दः, एते शब्दाः अत्र उपपदरूपेण प्रयुज्यन्ते, परन्तु अत्र उपपदसमासः न भवति. So you don't say paryapta bhoktum as a single word. Like kumbhakara is always a single word. There is a kumbha called upapada, and the upapada will force you a samasa. However, the things turn upside down when you enter sheet number 12. In the entire sheet number 12, there are very strict niyamas on when the upapada samasa will happen and when the upapada samasa will not happen. Tatra sarvatra upapadam asti ched upapada samasah bhavati eva iti na avashyakam. So till sheet number 11, that was the rule. Upapadam asti ched upapada samasah bhavati. You cannot have the upapadam called kumbham and keep it hanging like that without doing the upapada samasa. That's not allowed. परंतु अत्र इदानीं धातु संबंधी पदां प्रत्ययानां अध्ययन समये तत्र विशिष्ट नियमाः सन्ति. These rules also depend on the sutram and the positioning of the sutram in this list. So where exactly is the sutram present in this list, that will tell us whether the upapada samasa is compulsory or upapada samasa does not happen or upapada samasa is optional. So, in fact, there are some 3 or 4 sutras. I want to take one full class in discussing about the Upapada Samasa so that we understand all these rules. But for now, understand that this Upapada Samasa is not allowed in case of Tumun Pratyayas. So, atra पर्याप्तः भोक्तुम् अत्र पर्याप्त इति शब्दः उपपदरूपेण अवश्यं प्रयुज्यते, परन्तु अत्र उपपदसमासः न भवति. So somebody is saying, is this a badhaka for tatropapadam saptamistham? No, tatropapada saptamistham has nothing to do over here because tatropapadam saptamistham only says what is an upapada. So tatra ityukte asmin krudanta prakarane saptamistham ityukte saptami vibhakto vidyamanaha shabdaha upapada rupena prayujyate. So here paryapti vachaneshu is saptami, so it is upapadam. So Paryapta word, Pravina word, Kushala word, Patu word are all Upapadas, but Upapada Samas does not happen. Upapadasya upasthitau eva pratyaya bhavati. So the reason why they are called Upapadas is because tesham upasthitau eva pratyaya bhavati. Upapadam nasti ched pratyaya eva na bhavati. So first you need an upapada and then there will be the pratyaya. But remember in our flowchart, as soon as you have an upapada, there is an important step in the flowchart of upapada samasa that goes for a toss only in sheet number 12. So tatra upapadam अत्र तत्रोपपदं सप्तमीस्थम इत्यनेन अत्र उपपदस्य संज्ञा विधानम अवश्यं भवति परंतु अत्र उपपद समासः न भवति. So somebody is saying उपपद मतिं इति सूत्रम उपपद समास विधान विधायकम सूत्रम. Now that you are talking about it, let me actually go to upapada mating. So upapada mating is a sutram that actually talks about the upapada samasa. And now if you see the list of the sutras, I don't know if this all gets populated on your screen. But look at this. Upapada mating iti upapada samasa vidhayakam sutram. I have opened the left navigation bar. So upapada mating iti upapada samasa vidhayakam sutram. And next 3 sutras, amaiva vyayena, tritiya prabhutinyatarasya and tvacha. These are niyamanas of that upapada mating. So upapada mating ityanena upapada samasah bhavati. Agre त्रीणि सूत्राणि upapada samasasya niyamanartham prayujyante. Thankfully, we never required any of these sutras till sheet number 11. So till sheet number 11, it was very simple. Upapadamasti chedupapada samasaha. Parantu idanim sheet number 12 madhye tatra vishesha vishayaha santi. So all these three, you can see this. The first word itself in amaiva vyayena talks about avyayena. And in sheet number 12, all the krudantas that we are going to generate are all avyayas by krunmejantaha. So makaranta or ejanta words. So all these pratyayas or all these krudantas that will be generated in sheet number 12, we will have to think about the possibility of upapada samasa by going through these 3 sutras, amaivavyayena, tritiya prabhutinyantadrasyam and tvacha. As I mentioned, these 3 sutras and there is some related discussion on Upapada Samasa. So I will need one full class on Upapada Samasa, which I will take probably next week or a week after that. And only after that, we will enter the sheet number 12. So it's still time for us before we actually start discussing the majority of the sutras of sheet number 12. We will study these 3 important Niyamana rules of Upapada Samasa before we enter those discussion. But for now, just take it from me, take my word, तुमुन् प्रत्ययस्य विषये उपपद समासः न भवति. So in all the examples that we are talking right now, पर्याप्तः भोक्तुं, कुशलः भोक्तुं, पटुः भोक्तुं, अलं भोक्तुं, अत्र कुत्रापि उपपद समासः न भवति. अतः अत्र एते शब्दाः एतादृशाः एव स्वीक्रियन्ते. So you simply say पर्याप्तः भोक्तुं, you simply say अलं भोक्तुं, कुशलः भोक्तुं, and so on. Agre gacchamaha. I think the last sutram in this tumun section, that's the one that we skipped in the beginning. Kala samaya velasu tumuna. So actually go to that sutram. Kala samaya velasu tumuna. So we studied the sutras that were towards the end. Shaka, Dhrusha, Jnagala and so on. And this one. Kala samaya velasu tumuna. So there's a question over here. Will you also tell how to write the Krut Prakriya writing method in such cases? Yes, in the class where I discuss when the Upapada Samasa happens and doesn't happen, I'll also tell how the Krut Prakriya has to be written. Actually, there is nothing is, uh, what can you say? Nothing is surprising over there. You just skip that particular step and give reference to the sutram by which the Upapada Samasa does not happen. But I'm going to demonstrate. I have a few examples on that slide. So we'll come to that a week or 2 weeks later. So tatra antimam sutram kala samaya velasu tumuna. Simple sutram actually. Kaladishu upapadeshu. So kala, time. Samaya, time. Vela, same thing, time. Kala samaya velasu. Eteshu trishu upapadeshu dhatoho tumun pratyaya bhavati. Bhoktum kalaha. The lunch time, dinner time, whatever. Bhoktum kalaha, bhoktum samayaha, bhoktum vela iti udaharanani. So different words. You can also have other words also. Kaumudi gives anehas iti another udaharanam, another example. Anyad udaharanam. Kalaha, samayaha, vela, aneha va bhoktum. So kalartheshu upapadeshu dhatoho tumun syat पर्याय उपादानाम अर्थ उपलक्षणार्थम. So this is the time in simple language actually. This is the time for this particular activity. So एतेषु सर्वेषु अर्थेषु अत्र तुमुन् इति भवति. कालः भोक्तुं, वेला भोक्तुं, समयः भोक्तुम् इत्येतानि सर्वाणि अत्र उदाहरणानि. इह कस्मान्न भवति कालः पचति भूतानि इति तत्र कश्चन प्रश्नः उच्यते. So understand this. There is a slightly different context. When you say kalah bhoktum, here we are just saying that this is a time so that Devadatta can go and eat. That is the context of this sutram. Kala samaya velasu tumuna ityukte kaha arthah? Kashchana anyah karta asti. काल इति शब्दः, समय इति शब्दः, वेला इति शब्दः उपपदरूपेण प्रयुज्यते. कश्चन अन्यः कर्तः अस्ति. But what Kasika says is that Kalaha pachati bhutani. So why can't we have Kala itself as the karta? Kala itself eats all the animals in the due course. So Kalaha pachati bhutani ityatra kimartham na bhavati. So where is it written in the sutram that Kala should not be karta? Is the counter question over here. Is the question asked by Kashkakara, also by Kaumudi over here. So Kalaha bhutani pachati and so on. Ityatra kimartham na bhavati. Tarhi tasya uttaram kim diyate? Praishadigrahanam yah abhisambadhyate. So if you look at the sutram Kala Samaya Velasu Tumuna, a little bit before Praishati Sarga Prapta Kaleshu Krutyascha iti sutram asti. We have seen this sutram all the way in the beginning. I think class number 29, 28, 30, one of those classes. So Praishati Sarga Prapta Kaleshu Krutyascha ityasya sambandha anena sutrena svikriyate. And what is there in that sutram? Prapta Kala iti shabdah asti. So prapta kala ityukte kim kalaha praptaha ityukte kim kachit anya kriya asmabhi karaniya तदर्थम कालः प्राप्तः इति आशयः. सो तत्र काल समय वेलासु तुमुन इत्यत्र कालः स्वयं भुङ्क्ते इत्यस्मिन् अर्थे किमर्थं प्रत्ययः न भवति इति चेत् तत्र प्राप्त कालः इति सन्दर्भः पूर्वस्मात् सूत्रात् स्वीक्रियते. अन्यस्याः क्रियायाः कालः प्राप्तः. So Kala himself should not be the karta. Kala should only act as what conductor or the time, whatever, I mean, the time has come, that particular context is what is being given by this sutram. And this is not directly written in this sutram, but commentaries bring the word prapta kala a few sutras earlier. It's present in Praishadi Sarga Prapta Kaleshu. It is brought in the current sutram. Anena anaya anuvrutya atra kalaha bhutani pachati iti prayoge tumun pratyaya na bhavati. So bottom line is kala cannot be used as karta. It has to be used as whatever the upapadam or tasmin kale bhavati iti artha. So that's the reason praishadi grahanam iha abhisambadhyate. Then he says iha kasman na bhavati kalaha bhojanasya. So kalaha bhojanasya ityatra kalaha bhoktum iti avashyam bhavati. So kalaha bhoktum is a valid prayoga. But he says how can kalaha bhojanasya be a valid prayoga? This is a question asked and there is a lot of reading between the lines that is being done over here. So iha kasman na bhavati kalaha bhojanasya asya kaha arthaha. See this, kalaha bhoktum is an acceptable prayoga. We don't have an objection on this. The question is kalaha bhojanasya iti prayogasya sadhutvam katham. So kalaha bhojanasya ityatrapi kalaha bhoktum ityeva bhavet iti tatra purva pakshaha. So kalaha bhojanasya ityatrapi kalaha bhoktum ityeva syat kalaha bhojanasya iti na syat iti tatra purva pakshaha. What is the basis of the Purva Paksham? The basis of the Purva Paksham is a paribhasha that we studied many classes ago. Talyuttumun khalartheshu vasarupa vidhihi nasti. So when we studied the Vasarupa Prakaram, class number 29-30 somewhere, we studied this one paribhasha. Talyuttumun khalartheshu, sorry, talyuttumun khalartheshu vasarupa vidhir nasti. So anytime tuman pratyaya has to be used, we cannot use vasrupa vidhi, which means you cannot use any other pratyaya. So lut pratyaya cannot be used by saying in the sentence kalaha bhojanasya. So kalaha bhojanasya iti shabdaha anuchitaha iti vakya prayogaha anuchitaha iti tatra akshepaha. Tasya uttaram kim vasrupa vidhina lut api bhavati. So here we allow vasrupa vidhi and we allow lut pratyaya over here. And obviously the second question on the top of it is how can you even allow the lut pratyaya, because we explicitly have this particular paribhasha ta lut tumun khalartheshu vasrupa vidhir nasti. And then the answer over here is all these are prayika paribhashas, bahulam paribhashas. As soon as you cross sheet number 9, vasrupa vidhi almost goes for a toss. Sometimes you use it, sometimes you don't use it. So actually, as you can see, sheet number 11 Vasrupa Vidhi is anyway completely blocked. So kta lut tumun khalartheshu Vasrupa Vidhir nasti. So it's anyway completely blocked. In some cases, in Karanadhikarana we have seen that Vasrupa Vidhi happens. Some other cases it does not happen. So essentially, after the Strilinga Vachi sheet, after the sheet number 9, Vasrupa Vidhi sometimes will happen, sometimes will not happen. One should not be very dependent on Vasrupa Vidhi. One should not take it as a siddhanta beyond sheet number 9. This is also justified in Bhashya. So Striadhikarat paratra Vasrupa Vidhi anityaha kutrachit bhavati kutrachit na bhavati ataha atra asmin sthale tumun iti pratyasya vishaye यद्यपि क्त तुमुन खलर्थेषु वासरूप विधि नास्ति इति उच्यते तथापि अत्र वासरूप विधिना लुट् अपि भवति अतः कालो भोजनस्य इत्यत्र वासरूपेण ल्युट् अपि भवति पूर्वमेव उक्तं किल इदं स्त्र्यधिकारात् परत्र वासरूप विधिः अनित्यः इति अतः अत्र ल्युट् अपि प्रत्ययः भवति essentially प्रयोग शरणाः so whatever prayogas are there you have to justify it कौमुदीं पश्यामः पर्याय उपादानम् अर्थोपलक्षणार्थं कालार्थेषु उपपदेषु तुमन् स्यात् कालो समय कालः समयो वेला अनेहा वा भोक्तुं प्रैषादिग्रहणम् इह अनुवर्तते everything has been discussed भूतानि कालः पचति इति वार्ता इति न भवति is all that is explained over here. So I think this completes the discussion of the tumun pratyaya directly. We have samana kartrikeshu tumuna. First of all, before that, we have tumun vilau kriyayam kriyarthayam that we have already studied. Samana kartrikeshu tumuna iti drishtam. So that is for the charthaka dhatus. So kamayate, vishti, vanchati, ichhati, and so on. Kala samaya velasu tumana is for kala samaya and so on. All the way towards the end we have shaka, drusha, jna, gla, and so on. Ete vishishtaha शब्दाः उपपदरूपेण विद्यन्ते एते विशिष्टाः धातवः उपपदरूपेण विद्यन्ते चेत् अस्य सूत्रस्य प्रयोगः भवति पर्याप्तिवचनेषु अलमर्थेषु तत्र पर्याप्तः प्रवीणः एंड सो ऑन इति उदाहरणानि पटुः इति उदाहरणानि अस्माभिः दृष्टानि. So that's all about the tumun pratyaya directly. Prakriya for the tumun pratyaya is exactly identical to the prakriya of tavya, tavyat, and so on. So five pratyas actually: tavya, tavya, truch, trun, and tumun. Identical prakriya. So you have discussed the prakriya for tavya, tavyat, and truch also. Same prakriya applies for tumun. Now there are two sutras over here, आवश्यकाधमरणयोरणिनिः and ktich ktau cha samnyayam. इत्येतयोः द्वयोः सूत्रयोः अध्ययनम् अनन्तरं कुर्मः. णिनि ktich ta pratyayः तत्र सन्ति. Then we enter at this place actually sheet number 3.3 ends, and then we enter 3.4. In the beginning of 3.4 there are a bunch of different sutras related to lakaras, and then we actually start with 349. तत्र आदौ विद्यमानानि नवसूत्राणि वैदिकसन्दर्भे एव प्रयुज्यन्ते. सो तुमर्थे से, सेन, असे, असेन, क्षे, कसेन, and so on. So all the way till श्रुपितुर्दोः कसून इत्यत्र सर्वत्र तुमर्थे एव बहुषु स्थलेषु प्रत्ययविधानम् अस्ति. All these are only in the Vaidika context. So you can see they are all gray in color. The numbers are also completely different. The numbering is 3311, 3313, 331617, and so on. And this middle numbering is outside the Krudanta Prakaranam. It is in the Vaidika Prakaranam in Siddhanta Kaumudi 3436, 3437, and so on. But what I'll do is, because I have a few minutes and I also have prepared the slides, so what I will do is I will go through all these sutras in like 2 minutes. I don't want to discuss in the detail any of the commentaries over here in details, but I just want to highlight what pratyayas are there. So tumarthe, se, nase, sen, kse, kase, nadhyai, adhyain, kadhyai, kadhyain, shadhyai, shadhyain, tavai, tavein, tavena. Oh man. Okay, so atra se, sen, ase, asen, kse, kasen. So all these various pratyas and the examples in the bold have been written over here. So chandasi ityeva tumarthe, tumun pratyayasya arthe se and other pratyas happen. So sayadayah, se, sen, ase, asen, ete sarve pratyayah vedeshu tumun pratyasya arthe prayujyante. तत्र सर्वत्र तुमुन् प्रत्ययान्त शब्दानाम् अव्ययसंज्ञा एव भवति. सो दैट इज रिटन ओवर हियर. कृन्मेजन्तः इत्यनेन अव्ययसंज्ञा एव भवति, एंड सो ऑन. अग्रे अस्ति प्रयैरोहिष्यै अव्यथिष्यै. सो कै इति तत्र प्रत्ययः, इष्यै इति अपरः प्रत्ययः. सो दीज आर ऑल निपातनास्. प्रयै प्रपूर्वस्य यातेः प्र प्लस या बिकम्स प्रयै रोहिष्यै अव्यथिष्यै. अग्रिमं सूत्रं दृशे विख्ये च, तत्र के इति प्रत्ययः अस्ति. तदनन्तरम् अग्रे णमुल् इति प्रत्ययः अस्ति, कमुल् इति प्रत्ययः अस्ति, तोसुन् अस्ति, कसुन् अस्ति, तवै, केन, केन्य, त्वन्, एष. So bunch of very weird pratyas. Most of you might not even have heard any of those pratyas till now. So these are not used in the loka, they are not used in the language, they're only used to specifically indicate the prayogas in the Vedas. Obviously out of scope for our course. We are not studying the Vaidika Prakaranam. So atra etesham sarvesham sutranam adhyanam api न कुर्मः. अग्रे अपि भावलक्षणे तोसुन् इति अस्ति, कसुन् इति अस्ति, and so on. So all these sutras which are in the gray color, I just wanted to show what pratyayas are there. I don't want to go in the details of the commentaries. The class is not yet over. There is an important aspect. If you saw, I missed a slide that I want to take right now and discuss some important aspects. So here is something that is very interesting. In 61144 अपस्पराः क्रियासातत्ये इत्यस्मिन् सूत्रे काशिकायाम् एका कारिका विद्यते. I want to spend the next few minutes in talking about this karika. It is not there in Krudanta Prakaranam. You won't find it in the Krudanta Prakaranam of Siddhanta Kaumudi or Kashika. But I want to discuss this for a reason that will be obviously clear in 2 minutes. So this karika, let me read it first. Lumpe dava shamakrutye tunkama manasorapi samovahitatayor mamsasya samovahitatayor pachiyunghayoho. As you can guess, is also tongue twister to speak all this. Let's read it again. Lumpe davashamakrutye. This is one component. Tunkama manasopi rapi. This is the second component. Samovahitatayoho is the third component. And masasya pachiyunghayoho is the fourth component. Now, what this tongue twister karika is doing is that it is giving 4 completely random rules of grammar which have been written in the bhashya of the same sutram. अस्य सूत्रस्य भाष्ये केचन चत्वारः बहु विशिष्ट नियमाः सन्ति. Rules that are very specific to certain words. So for example, this first rule, lumpe davashamakrutye, is specifically there for this word called avashya, the word called avashya. The second rule is for the tumun pratyaya. That's the reason why we are studying this karika. The third rule is for this upasarga called sama. And this fourth rule is for this word called mas, month, mas. So these 4 completely unrelated rules that have been clubbed together in this particular, no, this mamsa, not masa. There is somebody points that there is a bindu over here. So mamsa, the meat, not masa. Pacha also resonates with mamsa. Mamsa is meat and pachana is to cook. So this is related to this mamsa word. So basically 4 completely different components, irrelevant or sorry, unrelated rules have been clubbed together. And I'm just presenting these rules on the slide. Very simple to understand actually, but completely unrelated. The second rule is related to the tumun pratyaya, and that's why I remembered that I wanted to teach this karika, so I have taken it over here in this slide. But let's actually go through all the 4 rules, because other rules are also related to the Krudanta Prakaranam only. They are not related to tumun pratyaya, but they are related to Krudanta Prakaranam. So the first part, lumpe dava shamakrutye. कृत्य प्रत्ययान्त शब्देन यत्र समासः करणीयः अस्ति तत्र अवश्यम इत्यस्य मकारस्य लोपः भवति. So avashyam kartavyam, avashyam is an avyaya, it is not prathama ekvachanam of avashya. Avashyam kartavyam ityatra makarasya lopam krutva avashya kartavyam iti shabdah siddhyati. That's all what is said in the first component. So lumpe davashyamakrutye, this entire fragment means that krutya pratyayanta shabda krutye, कृत्य प्रत्ययान्त शब्देन समासः यत्र कर्तव्यः तत्र अवश्य इति शब्दस्य मकारस्य लोपः भवति. अवश्यं कर्तव्यम् इत्यत्र मकारस्य लोपे कृते अवश्य कर्तव्यम् इति भवति. So that is first rule. Second rule, तुमुन प्रत्ययान्त शब्दस्य अन्ते यः मकारः अस्ति, गन्तुं, हसितुं, पठितुं, खादितुं, ज्ञातुं and so on, तस्य मकारस्य काम तथा मनस शब्दय परे लोपः भवति. सो भोक्तु कामः, भोक्तुं कामः अस्य सः भोक्तु कामः, ज्ञातुं कामः अस्य सः ज्ञातु कामः. सो काम शब्दः अग्रे आगच्छति चेत् समासे, सो दीस् आर एक्चुअली रूल्स ऑफ समास प्रकरणम, नॉट रियली कृदंत प्रकरणम. समासे कर्तव्ये चेत् तुमुन इत्यस्य मकारस्य लोपः भवति. ज्ञातु कामः, द्रष्टु कामः, एक्चुअली वेरी वेल नोन वर्ड्स इजंट इट, द्रष्टु कामः, हर्तु कामः एंड सो ऑन. भोक्तुम मनः अस्य सः भोक्तु मनाः. सो मनस् इति शब्दस्य विषयेपि तादृशमेव, भोक्तु मनाः, ज्ञातु मनाः, द्रष्टु मनाः, हर्तु मनाः एंड सो ऑन. So that is rule number 2. The first rule tells about the makara lopa of avashyam. The second rule tells about the makara lopa of tuman pratyaya, that is the context of our presentation today. The third rule is the makara lopa of sama upasarga. So sama upasargasya hit तथा तत् इत्येतयोः शब्दयोः परतः विकल्पेन सम इत्यस्य मकारस्य लोपः भवति. So sahitam and samhitam both are same. Sah, so sa plus hita, sorry, sama plus hita can be sahita, sama plus hita can be samhita. Similarly, sama plus tata can be satata, sama plus tata can also be santata, and so on. And the fourth rule is about the mams word. Tatra akarasya lopasya vishay uktamasti. So the first three rules are about the makarasya lopaha. The last rule is about the akarasya lopaha. So mamsasya pachi yunghayoho. So pacha dhatoho lyutta and ghaya pratyayanta rupe pare mamsa ityasya akarasya vikalpena lopaha bhavati. So mams pachanam or mamsa pachanam, मांसपाकः मांसपाकः उभयथा भवति. So this va is coming in the second pada, sorry, third pada, second line. So it is applicable for the last two cases. So first two cases are compulsory. अवश्य कर्तव्यं तत्र मकारस्य नित्यं लोपः, भोक्तुकामः तत्रापि मकारस्य नित्यं लोपः. परन्तु नियमद्वयं यदस्ति अग्रिमपङ्क्तौ उक्तौ उक्तं नियमद्वयं तत्र तु विकल्पेन लोपः, सहितम और संहितम, सततम और संततम. Similarly, mamsapachanam or mamspachanam. As I mentioned in the beginning, four completely independent rules unrelated to each other, but they have been discussed in the bhashya of this sutram. And why this sutram? I mean, many times Bhashyakara just deviates from the topic and talks about irrelevant things or unrelated things. I shouldn't say irrelevant, unrelated things. So here also he talks about those things. I just thought I'll pick them up because these words, specifically these Jnatu Kama, Bhoktu Kama, and so on, are very important words. And our class is not complete unless I tell them how these words are, prepared when we start with the Tumun Pratyanta words. So I think that's it for today. Samapayamaha, abhyasam pashyamaha. Very simple homework for today. Ekavakyena uttarani likhata. Jnatu kamaha ityatra makarasya lopaha katham. I just mentioned right now. Tumun pratyasya arthe kevalam vedeshu eva prayuktaha pratyayaha ke. So that's the bunch of sutras in the grey color. Alam pathitum ityatra tumun pratyah kena sutrena. तुमुन प्रत्ययान्त शब्दानाम् अव्ययत्वं कथं समानकर्तृकेषु तुमुन इत्यत्र समानकर्तृकेश इति किं प्रयोजनम् and so on. And अधोदत्तेषु उदाहरणेषु कीदृशः धातु सम्बन्धः विद्यते. भोक्तुं घटते, भोक्तुम् इच्छति. So what kind of dhatu sambandha? We saw so many words. Just pick any one of them that fits the context. Bhoktum gachati, bhoktum glayati, bhoktum shaknoti, and so on. Now there are a bunch of questions that are appearing over here. So let me take them one by one. So first question is that particular karika from Kashika or is it from Bhashya? So four rules have been given in Bhashya separately. The four rules have been combined together in form of karika in the Kashika. So is the karika verbatim appearing in the Bhashya? No, you don't see that karika in the Bhashya. Are the rules given in the Karika appearing in the Bhashya? Yes, the rules given in the Karika have been slightly reworded and they appear in the Bhashya of Aparasparaha Kriya Satatye. So that's answer to one question. Somebody is asking a question. Here, kalo bhojanasya, I think, I don't understand the question, but here it is a lut pratyaya. So the discussion over here was, why do you use a lut pratyaya over here and not the tumun pratyaya? And I think I mentioned the answer is that vasarupa vidhi also happens over here. So it's a competition between lut and tumun, both are asarupa. So vasarupa vidhina tatra lut api bhavati. तत्र चर्चायाः विषयः कः इति चेत् तल्युट् तुमुन् खलर्थेषु वासरूपविधिर्नास्ति. अत्र तुमुन् प्रत्ययस्य विषये वासरूपविधिः निषिध्यते. अतः अत्र इयं सर्वा चर्चा अत्र उपस्थापिता अस्ति. Then there is a question, can you go to the Karika once again? So karikayam tatra अकारस्य लोपः कुत्र अस्ति मांसस्य लोपः इत्युक्ते अलोन्तस्य इत्यनेन अन्तिमवर्णस्य लोपः. You don't need explicit mention of the last letter if it is on the last letter. अलोन्त्यस्य has to be used over here. So मांसस्य लोपः इत्युक्ते सर्वस्य लोपः न भवति, तत्र अन्तिमवर्णस्यैव लोपः भवति. So then there is a question over here. What is lumpet? It is dhatu. It is a vidhiling lakar ekavachanam of lump. Here, hopefully it appears. Yeah, this is lumpet. So this is the vidhiling lakar ekavachanam. To break, to cut, to slice iti arthaha. So lumpet iti atra dhatu. Where did it appear? Lumpet iti atra dhatu rupam asti. Lumpet ityukte lopaha bhavati iti ashayah. So I forgot. I think I should have mentioned that this is the vidhiling lakar ekavachanam, prathama purusha ekavachanam of lump iti dhatu. So lumpet ityukte removal lopaha bhavati iti arthaha. Avashyamah कृत्ये अवश्यम इत्यस्य तस्य पंचमी षष्ठी एकवचनम अवश्यमः षष्ठी अत्र अस्ति अवश्यमः अवश्यम शब्दस्य इत्युक्ते पुनरेकवारम् अलोन्त्यस्य इत्यनेन अन्तिमवर्णस्य लोपः भवति and so on. So you can parse the karika, try to do anvaya padacheda and so on if you want. Whatever, I mean, the important part of this karika was this second bullet which I have explained in the class. Then I think I have answered most of the questions. There is a question over here. Can we have a summary class on Vasarupa Vidhi? Uh, it's hard because whatever I wanted to teach about Vasarupa Vidhi is already taught in some class number 2930. What I would recommend is this. Specifically to the person who has asked this question, please listen to class number 30, and if there are some unanswered questions, please send them to me, and then I will probably take a separate class to answer those unanswered questions. So there is no point in explaining the same thing that was taught in that whatever 2930 class. But if there are things that are not discussed or that were skipped the attention at that particular point in time, or that were learned a little bit later, then I'm very much happy to discuss those with a separate class. Okay, so all this said and done. Now, unfortunately, yesterday, because of some technical issue from my side, the class was cancelled, and we are running race against time. I have to finish on time. So some of you might have already guessed, but I have no choice but to say that there is going to be an extra class tomorrow. It's a catch-up class for yesterday. I know people have their own commitments, so it is perfectly okay if you're not able to join the live class. Please catch up. The recordings are usually updated within say 4 or 5 hours. So please catch up if you are unable to join, and if you are able to join, well and good. What we are going to learn in tomorrow's class is ktva and lyapa pratyaya. So the two most important pratyayas in this sheet are ktva pratyaya and its cousin lyapa pratyaya. So somebody is saying we already expected an extra class. So you know me more than what you should actually. But yeah, I mean, I also felt very bad yesterday when there was no class. I don't feel happy when I have to miss a class. Anyway, so we have to take a missed class tomorrow, and what I will teach is the basic discussion of Ktva and Lyap without any particular sutram. So there is a lot to discuss about Tva and Lyapa Pratyaya. We'll talk about the Paribhasha. Remember, we saw the Paribhasha, what अदो जग्धिर ल्यप्तिकिति इत्यत्र ल्यप प्रत्ययस्य ग्रहणं किमर्थम अस्ति अंतरंगानपि विधीन बहिरंगो ल्यप बाधते. So we will revise all that material. We'll talk about it a little bit more in more context with these particular sutras. We'll also talk about just one sutram tomorrow, samana kartrukayoh purvakale. A lot of interesting things about that sutram. So the plan for tomorrow is ktva and lyapa pratyaya basic discussion, and the plan for next week is the prakriya for ktva and lyapa. So we will need two classes for ktva prakriya, one class for lyapa prakriya. So that is what we will take up. Once the prakriya is done, I will start with the sheet. So we will be discussing ktva and lyapa pratyas for next few classes. Let me also take this time, we have 1 or 2 minutes, so let me also talk about how the course is going to end. So many of you will remember that the course started on the very precise day of Guru Purnima 2 years ago, and July is coming, Guru Purnima is coming up. So I will plan the concluding session again on the day of Guru Purnima, this time on 24th July 2021. I've already informed Soumya ji. Soumya ji will come as chief guest, or as primary person, and will be able to give her speech, will be able to bless, or will be able to give guidance to all the students. So we will have the concluding class on 24th July, which is a week before the exam. So I have planned the classes in such a way that will continue till this particular date. Most important thing, all the attendees are most welcome to share your thoughts about the course, how it has helped your Sanskrit studies, how do you plan to use the stuff learned in this course, and of course any particular constructive suggestions for me, any particular scope for improvement, and so on. So everybody is most welcome to speak whatever they want. Please just send me a message, a day or two in advance, or maybe a week in advance, and I will be able to put your name in that particular list. I'll unmute you on that particular day. So everybody is most welcome. We won't be learning anything new in that particular last class. I will take a quick revision of the course in some 15-20 minutes, and there are a couple of more things that I want to talk. After that, I'll just open it up for the discussion. So Maji will take over. She'll discuss few things from Vyoma Pathashala. She'll also discuss a few things of how to use the knowledge that you have learned in this course, and so on. We'll talk, we'll give some blessings, we'll give some guidance for further studies, and that's it. We'll conclude on that day. So that's the plan for 24th July. And I want to make sure that we finish the material at least a week before that. So I need to take an extra class tomorrow. Finally, the exam is on 31st July. So exam paper will be emailed on 31st July early morning. This time the answer sheet is attached to the question paper. So you just take the printout of the last page of question paper, which is nothing but the answer sheet. It's just 100 boxes, and you have to write A, B, C, D in all those boxes. You take the printout, you write those answers, you scan it and send it to my email. That's how the question paper has to be answered this time. It's open for 72 hours till 3rd August. I'll manually correct the answers. I'll send the score and the model answer sheet in say 2-3 days after the exam. So actually that's all that I had from my side. We are anyway running out of time. So samapayamaha. Shwaha punarekwaram niyamita nasti parantu shwaha avashyam kaksha bhavishyati. अष्टाध्ये जगन्माता यस्य चित्तात् समुत्थिता वेदानाम् उपकाराय तस्मै पाणिनये नमः. शब्द ब्रह्म समाराध्य कृतवान् यो विलक्षणं सर्वाश्चर्यमिदं शास्त्रं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः. येन धौता गिरः पुंसां विमलैः शब्दवारिभिः तमश्चाज्ञानजं भिन्नं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः. धन्यवादः.